Couch Guys Sports Podcast, episode number 108. This is week 2 now, and this has nothing. Okay, so this is against audio, not great radio. This is week 2 now on the live stream. So, guys, remember every week, for the most part, we're going to try to, unless we have a guest, because you can't bring a guest on Google Hangouts, unless they're going to be joining us here on Google Hangouts via video. But we can't call them in like we usually do. Every week, we're going to be doing this live stream or as much as possible. So stay tuned for that. Always be looking out for the live stream. And then obviously the podcast is going to be out there too, the audio version. Obviously.
Duh.
So you got me this week. We got Jared. Again, no guest. Listen, I know I keep promising a guest every week.
You do. You keep throwing it out there.
Well, I'm like, these are the same, but we're not like trying to get new people. I mean, I've messaged new people. I've emailed new people. And like before we were like guest.
There's a lot.
Yeah. And getting ghosted. Like there are people that we've had on who are not responding.
Yeah, they're just like,
did we do anything?
They're just fuck you, Nick Wags. That's basically what they're saying. I'm done with you.
No, I don't think that, because these people that I've messaged them too of like they've been like fun interviews and they've been fun relationships like afterwards. Like we've texted after and it was fun. They're like, yeah, it was a great time. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm not going to promise a guest next week. But we could have a guest next week.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
I know. The thing is, we did get kind of screwed this week because we thought we had a guest. It sounded like a pretty locked up thing, and then boom, we got Thanos snapped. No guest.
Not her fault.
Not her fault necessarily. Not her fault at all, actually. But I mean, whatever. We did our best.
She agreed. She was coming on.
I know. That's what sucks.
Yep.
Whatever. All right. You want to move into the weekly dump?
Pew, 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 pew.
Kawhi Leonard hit one of the most unbelievable shots that I have ever seen in my life that sent the Raptors to the Eastern Conference Finals over the 76ers, that also sent Joel Embiid crying. So now the conference finals. Oh, I almost said the Denver Nuggets. The Trailblazers versus the Warriors. Trailblazers versus the Warriors, I think, is a great matchup out there in the West.
I just hope it actually pans out.
I do too. I hope it's competitive. I really do.
Because the Warriors are going to win another title, but I want them to get challenged a little bit here.
I know. But after this year, they could. And then in the East, we've got the Raptors up against Milwaukee and Giannis Antetokounmpo in the Bucks.
I'll tell you.
And you know what? I would like to see Kawhi Leonard back in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Raptors.
So am I. Like I like Giannis. I think Giannis is awesome to watch, and for the most part, like I love his competitive nature. Like I like Giannis a lot, but watching Kawhi Leonard play basketball,
just fun.
It's nuts.
The further Toronto goes, the more likely he doesn't go to the West Coast. Like as much as I don't want him in the East, I honestly want him to stay in Toronto because I don't think long term Toronto is like going to be successful. But this year, like, keeping him from the Clippers and the Lakers is kind of ideal.
Yeah, me too. Especially, I mean, since if Kyrie leaves and you don't make these big moves this summer, the Celtics really aren't going to be that great. They're going to be back to this
Anthony Davis
scrappy team. Here's the thing with the Celtics, and we're going to talk about this more because the Celtics are definitely the hottest topic right now, other than the Bruins. But the Bruins are in a pretty boring series.
Well, they're going to win the cup, so.
Yeah, they're going to win the cup, or they're going to go to the cup.
No, they're going to win the cup.
The Celtics, they're going to be competitive next year, but I don't think they're going to go to the finals. I mean, you're still going to have Giannis in the Bucks. You're still going to have potentially Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors to go through, and the 76ers, who are a solid team still. So, I mean, at that point, like, I want to watch Kawhi Leonard in the East because, I mean, whatever. The Celtics aren't going to go. Who cares?
Yeah, really. I just don't want the Bucks to go. Yeah.
The NBA draft lottery was on Tuesday night, and everything was bananas. The Celtics got the Sacramento Kings pick, which landed at 14. The Knicks did not get pick number 1. As I drink the tears of Knicks fans, it was beautiful. It was perfect watching all of these Knicks fans lose their minds.
It was
the
so
videos
satisfying.
afterwards.
It was great. It was great. It was probably, I'm not a Game of Thrones person, but it was probably better than all those reactive videos out there of like people watching Game of Thrones and being disappointed, or like people watching the Falcons lose the Super Bowl with the Patriots. Like, I like these reaction videos better than watching Falcons fans cry when Tom Brady let it come back down their faces.
I don't know. The Seahawks ones, those were pretty good.
Those were good. Those are top because the one instant reaction when Malcolm Butler intercepted that ball, those won't be beat. but the Falcons ones, it's right up there, man. The Knicks fans, they don't disappoint.
So the Knicks landed at 3. The Grizzlies landed at number 2. Who cares about? Honestly, sell the Grizzlies. Get them somewhere else. Nobody gives a damn about the Grizzlies. And then, kind of surprising, the New Orleans Pelicans landed with the first pick of the NBA draft. So, ergo, Zion Williamson will most likely be going to the Pelicans.
Zion Williamson, the Pelican.
Zion
Williamson's going to be a Pelican.
Keeping them relevant because Anthony Davis, still nothing has changed. So next one, according to Shams, even with the probable notion of Zion Williamson being drafted first overall by New Orleans, Anthony Davis's stance on getting the hell out of NOLA has not changed. So the Pelicans, they're going to lose their... I might be on board that the NBA draft or the NBA lottery is fixed. Because here's the thing, you lose Anthony Davis, the Pelicans are irrelevant.
Even with Zion. Like, I don't think, like, first year Zion's not
Zion, listen, there hasn't been a guy this hyped probably since LeBron James, to be honest with you. I mean, seeing the hype just build up around this kid as he's coming out of the draft is asinine.
But I can see why. I mean, I agree. I mean, it's always been fixed. There's no question about that. But
I for sure think this is fixed.
100%. You look at what they needed, and it's like, okay, you lose Anthony Davis, here's Zion, and this is also the first year of the league's like new anti-tanking policy for the draft, like the draft lottery, which I like. But you look at the thing, and it's like the 2 of the 3 teams that had a 14% chance were 5 and 6. Like the Knicks are the only one in the top 3 that had a 14% chance, other than the Cavs and the Suns, to land the first pick, and they're 5 and 6. So it worked, right? But it's now okay. The Pelicans and the Grizzlies weren't terrible all year, and they just landed the top 2 picks in the draft.
And do you know how many season tickets reportedly were sold today for the Pelicans?
All of them. Just everyone.
3,000 season tickets.
And mind you, and that kind of goes to your point. That's with Anthony Davis leaving on the assumption, assumptively leaving. Zion Williamson just sold.
Assumptively? What a wild term.
Zion Williamson. Yeah, I'm an educated bitch. Zion Williamson just sold 3,000 season tickets.
And that's why it's rigged. That's why it's absolutely rigged. Are you trying to tell me that the Pelicans, all of a sudden when they're going to lose their superstar, a team that makes no money, all of a sudden they get the next guy coming out of the draft? Please.
Did you see the reaction in the ticket office? The Pelicans ticket office?
Like, oh yeah.
What is that? Who does that?
As they should.
They're like, yes, we're going to hit our numbers this month. We're going to do our jobs. Yes.
They're going to sell things.
They're going to sell.
Right. Robert Kraft won his case in Florida. We're going to talk about this a little bit too. At least he wanted to have the video thrown out, as it is no longer going to be used as evidence in court, meaning that now that it won't be used as evidence, it will not be released to the public eye. So that's a win for Robert Kraft.
I think you're sneaky upset about this.
Oh yeah. Oh,
you wanted this video. You wanted this video so bad.
Yes, I did. Listen, for radio, for podcasting, okay? That's why I wanted to see it. I wasn't going to get enjoyment out of watching Robert Kraft get a quick little rub and tug.
You were going to be so excited about that.
I was doing it for homework. I was studying it. But now we're not going to see it. Actually, BS, we're going to see this video at some point. It's going to get out. It's going to get out.
You think?
But it's gonna have to be like one of these sneaky ways, like these underground websites. Not because TMZ can't do it, because if TMZ gets it, now that it's no longer evidence, that means they're getting it illegally and they're gonna get sued. Just like the Gawker situation when Hulk Hogan sex tape leaked.
Oh God.
He sued their ass off, shut down Gawker.
Yep.
TMZ can't do that. I think this video is gonna get out there, just nobody knows who. I mean,
it's gonna end up on some, like, if it does, it's gonna be like some random thread on the internet, like Reddit.
Yeah, that you're just gonna get bombarded with pop-ups on.
Yeah. Put that ad blocker on, man. Beautiful thing.
The Patriots are without a defensive coordinator, and it came out this week that Bill Belichick will be calling the plays for New England, at least to start the season. This comes after Greg Schiano resigned from his position in March. Chris Sale struck out 17 batters in Tuesday's loss to the Colorado Rockies. Sale is the first to reach 17 strikeouts in just 7 innings pitched in Major League history. And last, Jamie Collins is back, baby, with the New England Patriots, as it was announced today by the Boston Globe's Jim McBride. First reported by Ian Rappaport, the rumors, that the linebacker who the Patriots traded in 2016 is signing in New England. All right. That was the weekly dump.
So satisfying.
So
good.
So that was a good one.
That was a good one.
So as many people have seen by now, and I want to specifically play the videos so people have context. And for the live stream people, you're going to see me holding the microphone towards the video because we don't have high quality production on this end of things during the show. But so Terry Rozier, he does an ESPN tour basically, and he's going in on the Celtics. He's talking about what we wanted to know realistically, like the storyline about the Celtics. Everybody wants to know if there was really bad chemistry because it was rumored over the years. I mean, over the entire season.
I don't think it was rumored. I think we knew.
Yeah, but I mean, it was never really confirmed that there was bad chemistry in the locker room. So Terry Rozier, restricted free agent, he goes on ESPN and here's the first video. I hope this quality comes out good. Here's the first video.
You seem to have so many different times this season when he seemed genuinely unhappy. That was from the outside. What was it like playing with him?
He's a great guy, great leader. You just have to adjust to his style. Whatever Kyrie wants done, that's what he's going to show it. That's what he wants done, and you have to adjust to his style of play and how he goes about every game and every day.
How do you think your team did in trying to adjust to his style?
I think guys was getting it, especially towards the end of the season. Like I said, we'd come in the game and it'd be a different game plan than what we kind of expected. It kind of we went through in practice. So it was like, it was.
What does it? It's the second time you said that. I'm not sure I'm understanding what you're saying. Well, how was it different on the floor from what it was in practice?
We have the first five, and then we had a second five, and then. When we go out there, I feel like a lot of guys would be mixed up. It wouldn't be the first five and second five. So what we talked about in practice is not what we went through in the game. It was like, all right, we're going to keep Kyrie out there and we're going to put the other guys out there with him and we're going to figure it out.
All right, that was video number one. Obviously taking a shot there at Brad Stevens. Now here is...
Things change, Terry. Things change.
Here is number two. And if you just heard Jared come through my mic, this guy had to unplug my headphones again. Not high quality, baby, over here. We don't got a board out, baby. All right. So here is Terry Rozier now talking to Stephen A. Smith. And Stephen A. Smith's gonna hype this thing up a little bit, but here's Terry Rozier basically saying, yeah, I don't want to be back here next year. So here's the audio.
Said to you, we bringing everybody back. Same team. It's going to be exactly the way it was this past year. Do you want to stay in Boston?
No, I might have to go. I might have to go. I put up with a lot this year. So I said what I said after the season. I think we all know that I'm not trying to step into that again.
Molly mentioned that one of the best young point guards in the league, but you did not have.
All right, so that was Terry Rozier. Basically saying that it kind of sounded like no matter what the situation is going to be, I'm not going to be back. But he did also say, I might have to leave.
The only way he stays is if Kyrie goes. And I've said on that. That's the only way he stays. And I think it was his agent or something. Or I saw today that someone had reached out to someone close to Terry Rozier. I think it might have been Adam Kaufman. And he said basically that someone told him within Terry Rozier's camp, it's not like he wasn't trying to shoot his way out of town. He just wants to start. He never said he wanted to leave Boston. He only said that if it was the same situation, meaning I ain't playing behind Kyrie Irving, but if I can be the guy here and I can start, I would love to stay is essentially. And I think that's what we believe the entire season. There's no way Terry Rozier would leave if Danny said, we're getting rid of Kyrie or Kyrie doesn't want to come back. We want you to be the guy with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, these guys. Like, we want you to play and be the starting guy. He's not going to say no to that. Why would he?
No, and that's the thing. And you said it. If Kyrie goes, he's going to be back.
Yeah, 100%.
Because at that point, not even just from Terry Rozier's perspective, from the Celtics' perspective, what's your other option? And I've heard different things. Like we brought up Kemba Walker last week. I think there's a cap implication that doesn't allow Kemba Walker to be here, or at least sign a max deal. I don't know how the NBA cap really works with that, but I don't think Kemba Walker can come here if he wanted to. So Terry Rozier, he would be probably the best case, especially since he already has a rapport with these guys. And I don't even think that he has a problem with the rest of the team. I think he has a problem with Kyrie Irving and Kyrie Irving alone. And he did mention Gordon Hayward in the video. He mentioned Gordon Hayward saying him and Kyrie. Basically, he said that Brad Stevens did not make any adjustments with Kyrie or Gordon Hayward because they are who they are. I don't know if that's really a shot at them because they're both all-stars. Gordon Hayward obviously had the down season, but they're both all-stars. But it's a shot at Brad Stevens. So the guy's taking shots at the head coach. And that right there makes me wonder if the team's going to want him back after this.
See,
he seems pissed.
Yeah, that might be the one thing that keeps him from coming back, even if Kyrie leaves, because they are bought into Brad Stevens, Danny Ainge running this team.
Absolutely. You should have heard Whit Grousbeck today.
I was going to say Whit Grousbeck was on Belgrade Mass today, and he basically said, I have full trust in those guys to run this team still. He did say it was a very hard year to watch, and it wasn't a likable team, and that's coming from your owner. But he did say that he has full faith in Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens running this team and coaching this team up. So they're not going anywhere. And if Terry Rozier is publicly saying this stuff, doing all these interviews, I don't know if you saw it, Nick, but Jaylen Brown had an interview as well. He was on The Jump. Great show.
Yeah, but this was a while ago.
No, I know, but he was talking about the situation, about how the team's been going, and he answered it the right way. And you just have to understand that, you're not just one person, especially with this team. You're trying to sacrifice. You have to play your game. And Terry Rozier's just coming out guns a-blazing. He's gone. I don't think he's coming back. I am one of the ones probably still who thinks Kyrie's actually coming back to the Celtics. But
yeah, you might be one of three.
Yeah, Kyrie's coming back. Celtics, Terry Rozier goes bye-bye. Kyrie's going to be a Celtic next year.
My biggest problem with this Terry Rozier situation is that he's said now a couple of times, I think he said it in a little locker room thing a few weeks ago, maybe a week ago, and then he said it on ESPN that he sacrificed the most. Terry, you didn't sacrifice anything, and that's my problem. I'm annoyed at that because what did you sacrifice? Sure, you started in the playoffs in 2017. Excellent. We know it was fun to watch. You guys went to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals in a bum Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference now is much better, and that's why you guys got smoked. The Bucks had themselves a year. That's why you guys got smoked. So what did you sacrifice? You were the starter in the postseason when Kyrie got hurt. But did you think you were going to start over Kyrie Irving when he came back? No.
Did you see the list of touches?
You get your contract? You know how you get your contract? And this is what he's bitching about the most. He's not coming out and saying this, but this is what I think it all boils down to. He didn't have a great year. I think he thinks that's going to hurt his money situation. Terry, you didn't have a great year. That's on you. That's on you. Be better. That's not on anybody else but you.
If he was a good soldier and played his game and was an awesome six-man off the bench backup point guard, other teams would look at that situation and go, he did what he had to do. We know what he can do in the playoffs. He did it last year when Kyrie was hurt.
Yeah.
Kyrie came back and took his spot. No one would ever sit there and go, well, Terry, you lost your spot to Kyrie Irving. You must not be a starter in this league. No one's going to do that. If the Phoenix Suns looked at him and went, we need a point guard. We're going to pay you. But you know what? You lost your job to Kyrie Irving. We're not going to bring you in anymore.
Nobody's going to use that against you.
No one's going to use that against you, especially if you came off the bench and played well.
You lost your job to Kyrie Irving, you bum.
The list of touches that he got this year, he was only second on the list to Kyrie Irving. Overall touches of the ball, he got 4,097. Kyrie got 5,100 because it's Kyrie. Terry Rozier got the second most touches overall the entire year this year for the Boston Celtics. And he's complaining about not playing enough and having a role in this team. It's absolutely asinine.
One thing that I do think was an issue with some of the young guys, especially Terry Rozier, and at first I thought it was Jaylen Brown too, but I think Jaylen Brown, as the year went on with Gordon Hayward being back, I think he understood his role more, and I think he was actually okay with it. But I think what bothered Terry Rozier the most is, like I said, he mentioned Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward both not really being adjusted ever because they are who they are. And I think that does bother him because he's like, okay, then why am I getting adjustments? Am I not good? I think it bothered him because, especially on the Gordon Hayward side of things, because Hayward clearly was not the same Gordon Hayward. So there probably were some adjustments that could have been made just to mold with how he was playing at that moment. But Terry, man, I can't get my head off of the sacrifice issue. You did not sacrifice anything. You might have sacrificed some time, but You had that time before Kyrie got hurt. You had the same time. This is what your role was on the team. Now, you know what else that tells me? If I'm a GM looking at Terry Rozier to sign him this offseason, the guy doesn't value winning over himself.
Well, if you're talking to a GM and don't if you're like, because he's a free agent, right? If he's going to go around, take these interviews, well, yeah, but if he's going to go around, no one's going to match. The Celtics aren't going to match.
Celtics are not going to match unless Kyrie's gone.
Yeah, unless Kyrie's gone. If he's going around all these teams, the first question I would ask if I'm a GM, it's, hey, man, like you did really well the year before when Kyrie was hurt. Like you took a step back and look, you aren't happy with the situation, and then you went on this media tour. If you come here and something goes wrong and you're not happy, what's going to stop you from doing it again?
Exactly. And just going back to him worrying more about himself rather than the entire team and winning, I think that might weigh on him too. Realistically, this season was not good for him at all because he didn't perform and he's just showing selfishness.
And he probably lost minutes because of that. Like, Brad probably puts other guys in over him because behind the scenes, he knew he was bitching. He knew he wasn't happy.
They should have traded him at the deadline.
And that's the thing. He's like, he had value and then needed pieces. Trade him then. Get the team this help needs. He was the ideal candidate, Nick, to trade at the deadline, kind of allocate those minutes to the other guys who were complaining, like JB, Gordon Hayward, Jason Tatum. Like, take the ball minutes off of Terry Rozier, put him to the other guys, and that solves all the problems, because the biggest issue was this year was the drama of like playing time and who wants to be the guy. If you have the biggest advocate for himself and not team out of the locker room, that solves half the problem.
I just don't appreciate the way that he's going after the team on the way out the door. Like, it's not, you know what? I really don't even care that he's doing that because it makes for a better story. It gives us something to talk about. So, I mean, me personally,
it's good for us. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really care that he's taking shots out the door. It's stupid on him. And it just sounds dumb. That's it. It just overall just sounds dumb. Like, you lost minutes to Kyrie. Who are you going to start over? How did you play this year? How did your play this year warrant you playing or starting over Kyrie Irving? It didn't. That's the answer. It didn't. Stupid.
Sorry, just got distracted. MLB home run Twitter account just tweeted that JD Martinez hit a 2-run homer. Sorry.
Got
really
the bullpen.
Got really distracted.
One of the bullpen.
Good job, JD.
5-0. All right. So, I mean, we're still going to stick here with the Celtics because they're the only team really causing drama right now.
Yep.
Red Sox are just kind of moseying on along right now, looking like the same team that they were. But
it's also major week. Tiger Woods back on the golf course. It's
major week. Woohoo. Yay.
If he wins another one, you said this. If he wins another one.
Yeah. Tiger.
This is coming from the guy who had a golf podcast not too long ago.
Tiger Woods, baby. Woo. All right. So Kyrie Irving. What a joke he is. So, you know what? I want to go. So you texted me earlier. So I'll kick it off with this. You texted me earlier. And you said that.
Did you like what you saw?
Yeah. Well, after that, you sent me. We were talking about the NBA draft lottery, the Pelicans getting the #1 pick. And you said that somehow reaffirms to you that Kyrie Irving is staying. Did I get that right?
Yep.
How?
Because
when you said that, I didn't respond because I wanted to talk about it.
Completely get it. I appreciate you bringing it up. The biggest issue for us this year was deciding if he was going to go to the Knicks or stay here, right? Right? That was the two options.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for a lot of us was, well, if Zion goes, that's someone else to play with. Yep. Okay, well, now Zion's not going to the Knicks at all. Not even close. So if Zion's not going to the Knicks, that's one less concern I have for Kyrie leaving. And I didn't think Kyrie was leaving anyway.
I don't even think that it was Zion I think Zion was a nice little treat that goes on top of the dessert that gets him into the Knicks. But
now the Anthony Davis trade could also happen because I really don't think
Kevin Durant's going to the Knicks. I think that's a foregone.
I'm still not sold on that, but okay.
Okay, well let's say he goes to the Knicks. I think that's enough to get Kyrie to go to the Knicks.
But what if the Celtics are trading for what if the Celtics are trading for Anthony Davis?
They're going to have to convince Kyrie of that before he signs somewhere else, because you're not going to trade for Anthony Davis until you know Kyrie's coming back. Because I think the Kyrie Irving signing here means that you can bring in Anthony Davis and you guys will be legit finals contenders. If you're not going to re-sign Kyrie Irving, it's not worth trading your two biggest assets to get Anthony Davis, because now that Jaylen Brown showed up like that, I think it's going to take you Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And now that your pick sucks, is number 14, I think it's going to take Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to get Anthony Davis.
Which is fine. Like, I'm okay to do that. Like, I'm over it. Like, I think I want Kyrie to stay, and if that's really what it takes, that's fine. But do I look at this team and go, you know what? I almost want I'm okay with them resetting. I'm okay with either direction, because there's a reason for either direction. If they reset and they say, you know what, Kyrie, you don't want to be here, you leave, then build the young guys. Because I don't think I want Anthony Davis here if Kyrie's not here. Because I don't think Anthony Davis stays here. I don't think Anthony Davis will stay here if Kyrie Irving is not here.
Imagine trading Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, having Anthony Davis for a year, getting bounced in the second round of the playoffs, and then not having Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I'm
just scared that Danny might do that.
I don't think he will. I think Danny's too smart. And if he does do that, fire him. Get him out. I don't want him making decisions for the Celtics if that's the decision he makes. But that's a horrific decision.
What comes first, free agency or the deals, right? We have to know one way or the other what Kyrie's doing.
I bet you the Pelicans still sit on the Celtics. I bet you they still wait, because in the end, the Celtics still have the best assets.
Honestly, I think the Celtics are the only place they deal them.
Yes, I do too.
It's that
it's already come out. Oops, I just knocked something over. It's already come out that they don't want to trade him to Los Angeles.
Even after they have the third round pick, pick, mind you.
The fourth pick.
Oh yeah, the Knicks have 3. How could I forget?
Knicks have 3. So they still don't even want to trade him to the Lakers. The thing is, so here's something that I also find very intriguing with the Knicks situation. So let's say they do sign Kyrie and Kevin Durant. If you trade that third pick to New Orleans for Anthony Davis, that builds a dominant big 3 in New York. The Pelicans get Zion Williamson, and at number 3, they could get RJ Barrett.
Very well could be RJ. It probably would be RJ Barrett.
It probably will be, or Cam Reddish, one of the two. If you're going to be rebuilding, and if you are because you're going to have to fully rebuild, rather than taking a third-year Jason Tatum, which I think is going to be good. I think he's going to have a better season next year. I think a sophomore slump probably hit him this year. You could just draft the two of the top 3 guys this season,
and they played well together, and they played well together.
Yeah, and they play well together. So I think that could be a real possibility. Now, whether Anthony Davis signs with New York after the season or not, I don't think it matters, because at that point, even if he does leave, you still have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
One thing I'm curious about, and this is only because I saw it pop up, and this is to throw a wrench in the Zion Williams conversation. So Brian Windhorst is just throwing flames out there about the potential of Zion Williams going, you know what? I want to go back to college. Is that even possible?
Zion Williams?
Yeah. Windhorst was throwing that out there. Like, could that actually happen? Is that allowed?
I don't know. I have no idea. Has it ever happened?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Because, like, what if he did that? Like, honestly, what if Zion Williams says, I don't really want to play for the Pelicans. I was hoping for the Knicks. I'm going to go back to Duke. I'm going to peace. The NCAA is working on compensation for us. Like, I could go back and try to win a national title, go play for Coach K one more year, and then come back next year, still be the first overall pick, whoever it might be, and maybe it'll be the Knicks this year.
Did you see his reaction when the Pelicans got the first?
That was great. He was so pissed. It was the New Orleans Pelicans,
and they were all the guys in the front row were laughing. It was wild, but again, the NBA is fixed by a mile. Like, this is 110% fixed to get the Pelicans that first pick. But I can see that being a realistic possibility, and I'm surprised people aren't talking about that more. I think the Knicks are so desperate to get a winning team together. I think they would trade that third pick, forego a guy like RJ Barrett or Cam Reddish, and send him over to New Orleans. Send that pick over to New Orleans and take Anthony Davis. And whatever else you want to take, whatever else you want to give, doesn't matter. I think that's a very real possibility, and I'm surprised more people aren't talking about it.
God, if Zion went back to Duke, if he just went, nah, fuck you, I'm done. Bye.
If he
It's not the New York Knicks. Oh, okay. Bye. Nope.
Which is funny because I mean, do you remember in the middle of the season he was like, he basically said, I don't want to go to New York. But now that these Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant rumors are coming around, and honestly, if Kyrie starts talking smack to Zion in the middle of the season, Zion could smack him around.
Yeah, dude, Zion, treat Kyrie like your bitch.
I'm also super interested to see how Zion Williamson plays or converts to the NBA because I know he's a huge guy, but I feel like you need a shot in the NBA, and he doesn't really have a shot.
He's got some skill. I think he's going to have to develop one for sure.
He's going to have to develop for sure.
Yeah.
You can't just dunk in the NBA all the time.
No,
Blake Griffin did that for a year, became huge, and now he's semi-irrelevant.
If you could somehow get Zion Williams to start shooting threes, my God. Like if he became like somewhat of a threat from behind the arc.
Oh, he'd be insane.
He'd be better than LeBron. Like that's it.
Now, still, do you think there's any chance? Well, I want to ask you this too. Do you think there's any chance that Kyrie goes to LA to join LeBron again?
Oh, absolutely not. No,
I don't either. And I think that's a dumb rumor. If he did, that would be laughable. He would look like the biggest bitch.
And how's it going to work?
Run back to daddy, you little bitch.
That would just ruin it. Like he wants an image. Like he does care about his self-image. We know that.
Yes.
He cares about his self-image. He wants to be in the spotlight. We know he doesn't want to be a leader. But like, if he goes back to LeBron and leaves the Celtics to go play for the Lakers to do it, that ruins every good image he has. He becomes public enemy number one in most markets. And you go, you know what? You and LeBron deserve each other. It won't work in LA anyway because they have nobody else to play with them. And it all goes to hell because I think Kyrie's not dumb enough to go play for an organization that's in complete disarray right now.
And I really think he cares about his public image. And if he goes back to Los Angeles, his public image is fucked.
If he ends up in LA, it's going to be the Clippers. Like he'd go play for Doc before doing anything else. But I don't think he's going out there.
I think to be honest, it's either New York or Boston.
Yeah, he's either staying or he's going to go play for the Knicks. That's really all it is at this point.
That's it. And I didn't think that was a real possibility for a long time because James Dolan's such a bum of an owner. But at this point, I don't know. Kyrie, I mean, we're on different sides of the street with this one. I think Kyrie is good as gone. I do not think he's coming back. And if he comes back, great. Am I sick of his attitude? Damn right I'm sick of his attitude. But if he comes back, he's a very skilled player. And at that point, you're going to trade for Anthony Davis. And I'm going to change my tune a little bit on Anthony Davis. And I know I've been in love with this guy. And I still am. I love watching him play. But
flip-flopper.
No, this is I would still want him. I'd still be very excited if it was Kyrie and AD in Boston.
And Gordon Hayward, that's a trio.
And Gordon Hayward is going to be much better next season. But why is AD he's only been in the playoffs a couple of times. And you got Drew Holiday on that team. You can't get the 8th seed in the West. I think that's
well, he didn't want to play there.
Yeah, but being a superstar, you basically, I think in this league, you need a superstar to get to the playoffs. And I don't think it's a good look for him to not make the playoffs as much as he didn't.
And it wasn't a good look for Kawhi Leonard to sit out an entire season, but look what happened. Everyone loves him now.
Yes, but it's different. I'm talking about skill level. I'm talking about being a winner because Kawhi Leonard won a championship and was a big pivotal piece to that. And we saw when he got hurt, was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when he got hurt, and that basically ruined the Spurs' chances to get back to the NBA Finals. So I think that's my main point, is that Kawhi Leonard's shown that he's a winner, and I think anybody would have taken him because they know that he can play ball. He went to Toronto. He's doing it again. Anthony Davis, I wish he just made it to the postseason more often than he did. And I don't have the exact number, but I wish he did. All right, I want to talk about Wick Grossbeck's comments, too. We got a little bit left in the show. Wick Grossbeck today on Felger and Maz 98.5 The Sports Hub. Felger and Maz were peppering him with questions. The questions that we want to know, they weren't holding back. They were asking, Kyrie, have you guys had any conversations about free agency? Have you? Felger said first, Mike Felger first said, have you talked to Kyrie? Wick said yes. And they started asking about the contract. Is there any movement? Is he going to sign here? Wick would not comment on that. Wick was not commenting on literally anything. He would not talk about Kyrie. He wouldn't talk. He didn't want to talk about Kyrie's decisions. And he's basically said that he wants to leave that up to Kyrie because Kyrie hasn't said anything publicly, so he's going to respect that, which, fine, I get it. And I get with Grossbeck not wanting to make any comments, but the fact that he's not making comments, he doesn't sound positive.
Well, Wick probably has an idea of what Kyrie wants because they've talked. So, and it scares me in the sense of what you're saying it's kind of true. It's if Kyrie said he wanted to stay in Boston, wouldn't we know that? Like, wouldn't if Kyrie came out and said it, wouldn't Wick have been like, yeah, like we've had really positive talks. Like, like I'm not going to talk about his future until it's shortened, but like Kyrie and I are in a good spot. Whereas it didn't sound like that. So it scares me when the owner, who also came out and publicly said that it was like the worst team ever to watch and it was hard to watch. When you come out and say that as an owner, on top of saying that Kyrie, you've talked to Kyrie and you're going to let him make his own decisions, is he 1 foot out the door? Is he a foot and a half out the door? Doesn't sound too good.
He also specifically cited the chemistry issues too. And he said that he thought they were going to get better as the year went on, and they didn't. So there's a lot coming out right now that says that there was a real rift going on in that locker room. And I don't want to go back fully to Terry Rozier's comments, but Terry Rozier's comments tells me that the issues ran deep. And it was a real problem in that locker room. Even if the owner's saying that he thought the chemistry would get better, and I don't know if he meant personal chemistry or just playing chemistry, but I am surprised at how this turned out because I'm more surprised that the chemistry issues apparently in the locker room issues were as bad as we thought they were. I'm very surprised about that. I thought they were just a rumor for a little bit, or I thought they were a little overblown, but I'm surprised that the rumors actually turned out to be true.
You're really that surprised? Like
I'm surprised it was this bad.
It made so much sense. Terry Rozier was pissed that he wasn't playing. This team was super underachieving.
Yeah, but I didn't think he was going to be a little baby about it.
Of course he was, because literally it's I want to play. I was a superstar. I was Scary Terry, and now I'm nothing. And that's his head. He wasn't nothing because he could have been something. But in his head, he was nothing because of Kyrie Irving. That causes a lot of rift and a lot of drama in a locker room when Kyrie Irving's the de facto leader in your clubhouse.
All right, let's move on. We could talk about this quick. So Robert Kraft, he won the case to get the video suppressed. Basically, I just want to know if you think that this is a good thing that this happened for the law. And I guess, I mean, it's a good thing for the team, but is this okay that this happened, that this rich guy all of a sudden got this video erased?
I can't say it's a good thing because there's definitely a video out there, but
for sure.
He had the money, he got the lawyers, and there was a chance, right? We talked about this, saying like they offered him a plea deal. Just admit you were going to be guilty and we'll drop all charges and you'll be on your way. He didn't want to do that. He lawyered up because he had the money. He snapped his fingers like Thanos and now it's gone. Like that is what he basically did. And I think it's good. It's bad for us. Like, you wanted to see the video, right? Like, it would have been good talking points for the video to come out, watch Bobby Kraft get a little rub and tug. But like, it's good for the team. It's good for him. It's bad for the law. It's bad for the United States of America because it just shows how corrupt we all are, and that money just wins everything still. That's the one thing that is probably really bad for.
Now, as far as punishment goes in the NFL, I think he's still going to get a punishment. I think it was Burt Breer on Toucher and Rich today. He was talking about it. He said that from what he's talked to people, and he's essentially saying that there will be a punishment, and I think there will be too. I think
what will it be though? Like,
I bet you it's 4 games. I bet you it's 4 games.
So the owner can't go to his games. It doesn't affect the Patriots getting suspended.
But Kraft is going to be bummed that he can't be there for the banner unveiling.
Yeah, that'd be the one thing. It'd be like you're out for. I mean, even if they did 2 games just to get him out of the stadium.
Oh yeah,
for that
even if they did 1, that one game, him missing the banner unveiling is going to suck for him. He does not want to miss that.
No, and he might. He just might.
Yeah, and the thing is, the public embarrassment's already there. We're not going to see the video. But, and this is like a side thing from punishment, we're not going to see the video. I mean, according to the law, we're not going to see the video. Who knows if this thing comes out? But people think what they think.
Yep.
People are already on the subject. People think that people are already imagined it. I know I've got a picture in my head of what's going on. So I think he does get suspended 4 games though.
You think I don't know. I think it's gonna be a fine. I don't think the league's gonna go too crazy. I think it's gonna be a fine. He'll be there for the ban revealing because could you imagine the uproar again that the league would get?
Any suspension?
Can you imagine the uproar that the league will get again if they come at the Patriots when they weren't proven guilty?
No, they won't though, because there's going to be 31 other fan bases who don't give a damn and who want this.
Okay, that's what happened with Deflategate too. And look what happened. The NFL's image was ruined in Deflategate.
Deflategate was different though because they got dismantled. The thing is with owners, they're held to a higher standard. We've heard the whole story before. They're held to a higher standard, and if they do anything that puts the league in a bad light, then to them that's going to warrant a suspension, which is why I think he's going to get a suspension. Maybe it's not going to be 4 games. It could be 2 games, but I think he's going to miss some time.
It's either going to be a fine or like max. If he gets a suspension, it's going to be the game. That's it. Just 1 game. You can't go to watch your banner get raised. That's your punishment. Like might be the max punishment.
It's pretty like I think that will matter a lot to him.
Well, yeah, for that in that sense, like 1 game is worse than 4 because there's a banner involved. Like if they didn't win the Super Bowl, it could have been 6 games. It wouldn't have mattered. Yeah. But 1 game when there's a banner going up, it's against the Pittsburgh Steelers again, mind you, who now you're tied with for all time in Super Bowls. It's a big deal.
All right, moving on to the Bruins. Let's talk Bruins Eastern Conference Finals up at the moment, recording Wednesday, May 15th. The Bruins are up 3 games to nothing.
So they'll be in the Stanley Cup Final when you listen to this.
Yeah, so, I mean, realistically, tomorrow night, they could be in the Stanley Cup Final. At this point, I think Carolina's going to roll over and let us pet their belly. I think they're done.
Dougie Hamilton will just go on all 4s and be ready to be our bitch again.
Them and their fake fans. My God, I hate these fans.
Siren?
I hate these fans. Oh, it's the worst. I hate these fans. I hate Columbus fans. It's like, you guys, I would have loved to see that stadium last year. I want to see that stadium or the arena rather, when they weren't that good. Because I guarantee it wasn't filled. Boston, even when the Bruins stink, the arena is still filled.
Yeah. Same with the Red Sox now. Like when the Red Sox are bad, people still go to Red Sox games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I hate their fans, first and foremost. But the Bruins are up 3-1. They're absolutely dominating the series. One negative thing that I forgot to put in the weekly dump, Chris Wagner, who's been having a great Eastern Conference Finals, hurt. I believe it's a broken wrist, I want to say. He's out indefinitely. Maybe that's not even official, but he's out indefinitely, and he's most likely out for the entire postseason at this point. So Wagner, done. That's a tough hit. But I mean, the main storyline around this is Tuukka Rask. The guy is playing out of his balls.
Oh, yeah. I was so anti-Tuukka. I always have been.
Oh, me too.
And I know you were the same way. I am all in. Like, Tuukka, my pants are down. I'm enjoying every second of it. Keep doing your job. This has been fantastic. Go win us a damn Stanley Cup. That's what he's doing right now.
He's been out of his mind. And you know why? They're up 3-0, so they're not going to lose it anyway, hopefully. Oh, my God. I hope they don't lose the series. That would suck. But like the only reason yesterday that they didn't go down a couple goals in the first period, Carolina came out flying yesterday in that first period.
Oh yeah.
The only reason they didn't go down a goal or two was because Tuukka was playing out of his mind. That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
And listen, if Carolina could not score a goal yesterday in the first period, they're not going to win the series. They shouldn't even score that first goal.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this and knock on something. Who did you rather play in the cup? Big boy Joe Thornton and the San Jose Sharks, or the little St. Louis Blues?
Who would I rather play?
Yeah.
Like, who would I rather watch?
Yep.
I think San Jose, because those games this year have been awesome.
I just want Joe Thornton.
And they're only going to get bloodier. St. Louis is a good team too, but I think you know what too? San Jose versus Boston, I think sounds better than St. Louis. I don't want to watch St. Louis in the Stanley Cup.
Well, San Jose is a hockey town. Like it's the Sharks. Like that, you know what I mean? Like as much as it's California, San Jose is a very popular hockey town. It's like Anaheim, you know, it's like the Ducks. It's a hockey town. So
it'll definitely be more fun to watch than play San Jose.
And there's storylines intertwined. And for us here in Boston, I think Joe Thornton's one of the bigger ones. I want San Jose. If you're going to win, you're going to beat San Jose. And I think that's going to happen because I think the league is trying hard to put San Jose in the cup final.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they didn't really have to try hard with Boston. And my goodness, can we stop? I'm seeing fans on Twitter being like, oh my God, they're just handing the Bruins the postseason. How? In what world? You're telling me Justin Williams penalties yesterday? Justin Williams, the captain of the Carolina Hurricanes, you trying to tell me that his penalties weren't penalties? Because the guy was playing like a straight up scumbag during the game in game 3. That punch, I'm all for rough hockey in the playoffs. I don't want many penalties called. I want the game to go.
Yep.
But David Backes is on the ground, extensive concussion history. Justin Williams punches his head off the ground. Like, what are you doing? And this guy doesn't get put in the box for that?
And Justin Williams knows that. He knows who's on the ice. He knows whose head is right there. He's taking advantage of that. I mean, there are other things that have happened that's something that's kind of disgusting to me. Like that should have easily been penalized. I don't know how they missed it. I know they were at the bottom of a pile, but I don't know. It's kind of gross. And now you got to fight through without one of your best fourth line guys for the rest of the season. There's a lot going on right now with this team, despite them winning. Nice thing is Noah Chari supposedly healthy and back, so that'll help too.
Yes, which is perfect.
Which is perfect timing. But I don't know. I can't see a scenario where this team doesn't win the cup, only because it's been so gift wrapped to them so far, in the sense of, Nicholas, that they didn't have to play Tampa, and their worst enemies in the Washington Capitals got bounced by this Carolina Hurricane team somehow. Don't know how.
Yeah.
Don't know how now. And watching these, to be fair, I'm going to tell you this. I didn't watch Carolina hockey all year, but like, how in the world did they beat the Caps in 7 games?
After going down 0-2.
After going down 0-2, they beat the Capitals in 7 games. I don't know how they did it. I'm thankful they did it, because I'm not convinced the Bruins would have beat the Caps.
Yesterday was Carolina's first loss at home.
In the whole postseason. Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Dougie Hamilton, too. My God, is that guy a puss.
What?
I'm so glad he's out of here.
Yeah, I used to think he was going to be what Charlie McAvoy is, and I think that's what we all hoped he would have been.
A lot of people thought he was going to be.
Well, I think that's what it was. That's what he was prompted up to be. I'm so happy they traded his ass. His mom can stop meddling in on the team's business, and he can go live in North Carolina and be happy and ride off into the sunset. He's had a terrible series. He sucked.
He does suck, and he's just a puss. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. But, I mean, yeah, this team's going to go to the Cup. I don't know if they're going to win the Cup. I think it's going to be a really good series no matter who they play. But they're up 3-0 right now. If they lose the series, and by the time we come on, the Bruins are out, I'm going to be pissed.
You know why they're going to win the Cup, right? Because this Celtics team literally is destined to be the team that ruins the Boston Slam. Like, that's what the Celtics team is destined to be. So that alone is convincing me that the Bruins are going to win the Cup, because this Celtics team is meant to be that kind of team in history. But it's going to be a trivia question. What Boston Celtics team was the team that stopped the Boston Slam from happening? 2018, 2019 Boston Celtics. The answer to that trivia question there, Nicholas.
Freaking pathetic.
Led by Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, Al Horford. Sounds like a playoff. Sounds like a pretty championship quality team right there. Nope. Didn't happen.
Hey, just to finish this off with the Bruins, Wagner going down and then sliding Achari in, that shows what we've been talking about all year with this team, and the difference between this team and maybe last year's playoff team of the year before that. It's that this team's got depth. This team's got depth all the way down to the 4th line. You put that 3rd line in, Charlie Coyle, Johansson, and Heinen, that's a team that's scoring. That's a team that's putting the puck in the net. Get the pucks in deep, baby.
Get them in deep and cycle the puck.
They're playing excellent. Like, straight down to the 4th line. They're playing excellent hockey right now.
And that's why I tweeted earlier. I was like, this team is built to win the Cup now, but it's built to win a few. Like, the core isn't that old. Like, the core isn't that old. Like, Bergeron, Marchand have more years, and them Tuukka is not going anywhere. And you still have a young core who's playing really well. This team is built to win a few. If they win this year, look out. They might do that whole Blackhawks thing where they win a couple.
Imagine Claude with this team. They wouldn't be near the Eastern Conference Finals.
God, they would have lost to Toronto in the first round.
He would not be playing with all these young guys. He wouldn't be putting them on the ice.
No,
It'd be David Backes every night.
He would have got half of them traded. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it would have been David Backes every night, which David Backes has been a huge component to this Bruins success over the past couple of games. But it would have been David Backes the entire time.
Yeah, no. They would have lost to Toronto in like 5 games if Claude was the coach.
And Lucic would be back too.
Lucic would have came back. Yep, 100%. Jared Dog himself. Oh, yeah, no. It would have been a mess.
All right. That's it. I'm done here. Done a lot of talking. My mouth hurts.
Go Bruins.
Go Bruins. Guys, we got a store. Go buy some things from the store.
Oh, shit, we do. You're right.
We do got a store. Go buy some things. Go buy some Couch Guy merch. Support us, baby. And then this podcast, if you liked it, mostly only if you like it. And if you didn't like it, lie about it. Still go on, rate and subscribe. Help us out. Give us that 5 stars, baby. Leave a nice little review there. The podcast is growing. The website is growing. Guys, jump on the train now because it's growing.
Growing thing. Let's go.
Rate and subscribe on iTunes. And then follow us on everything at Couch Guy Sports, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then the podcast at Couch Guy Sports Pod. I can't believe I was saying that wrong the entire time.
Yeah, what a host you
Nobody was telling me I was saying that wrong. I thought I put Couch Guy Pod.
I just tuned out at the end of the show. I usually tune out at the end of your shows.
All right, well, follow the show account too on Twitter. And I guess that's it. We done?
Close the book. Close the book.
We're going to close the book. Couch Guy Sports Podcast, episode number 108 in the books. Guys, we will talk to you next week for episode 109. Thanks for listening. Done.
Maybe with the guest.
Guys, the live stream.
Cheers for listening, folks.